Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. For today's video, as you can tell, we are going to redo my bookshelves because as you might know, I have just moved into a different room. I'm now in my sister's old room. It's a lot bigger and I have this beautiful book corner now, which I'm so excited about. And this has been sitting exactly like this for the past few days or almost for the past week. And it's been a sore spot in this room ever since. So let's tackle this, create some beautiful bookshelves. I'm very excited to redo these bookshelves. I have a little plan, so let me walk you through it. So right now, as you can tell, there are just books squashed in there and nothing is organized in any way. This entire shelf is filled with decoration that I could technically use. So my plan is that I'm going to put my entire TBR in this shelf once again. I did this in my old room as well. I just used these two shelves that were already in my old room, and I also bought this bigger shelf because I just needed more space for my books. But yeah, this is going to be the TBR shelf. And then in this shelf, I had the idea to put all of my pretty books, my favorite authors. Like for example, I have the Throne of Glass special edition that I got gifted for my birthday, and I want to put them in this shelf, and also all of my Alice Oseman books and maybe my Percy Jackson books with the special edition and stuff like that, just so that it can look really pretty and cutesy. And then over here, I just want to sort my books into the genre they belong to. I don't know, fantasy and dystopian stuff, kind of like that, and all of my queer romances. I really want them to have a separate shelf because I have a lot of them. That's kind of the plan for now. I also want to make sure that I have a little bit of space everywhere so that I can definitely add more books because I mean the goal is to read the TBR, right? So we want to have space so that I can put all of the new books in, so I don't want to squeeze them all together. And I also like having stuff up on top of the bookshelves because I've got this little plant and also the box that my Throne of Glass special edition was in, and I just think that looks kind of cool. I also feel like I should put something up on this shelf, but I don't really know what yet because I feel like another plant would be a little bit too much of the plants. I just really want to tackle this corner so that I can have beautiful bookshelves, so let us start by doing that.
If it's my fault, wandering me, what should I be? If you're my side, struck by my pride, warming inside, and all I see is you. It's when your eyes start flickering by surprise. It's when my lies start touching on demise. My life's been full, and that is just for you. It's when your eyes will meet the same ones too. Oh. Combine our fate down London's gate, combing the
So I think I'm pretty much done with the bookshelf, so let me give you a little tour so you can see what everything looks like now. Over here on the TBR shelf, at the very top, we have my little shelf with my Kindle and also with the books that I read during that month. I like having that shelf as a visual of what I read through the month. Then we have books that are on my more immediate TBR. Like for example, these are a lot of summer books or a book of a series I'm currently reading, and also my little bookmarks and some pencils. Below that, we have some romances and also my literary fiction TBR books. And below that, we have fantasy TBR books. Below that, we have some more fantasy and also classics that I haven't read yet. And at the very bottom shelf, we just have some nonfiction books that I need to read at some point in my life. Let's head over to this middle shelf that I think turned out pretty beautiful. At the very top, my Throne of Glass special edition is displayed. I think it's so beautiful, and I also added this little Funko Pop of Yelena because I just think it matches the vibe of Throne of Glass very well. Below that, we have my Stephanie Garber books, so the Caraval series and also the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I do have the third book, but my sister is currently reading it, so I don't have it here, but it'll go there after she's finished with it. And I would also like to read her newest book, I think Alchemy of Secrets. Underneath, we have some sapphic romances or some authors that write a lot of sapphic books that I really enjoy. So we have my Ashley Herring Blake books and also Rachel Lippincott and Alison Derrick. So they're like an author duo. Those are just my favorite sapphic authors and romances in general. So I'm keeping them over there. Below that, we have my literary fiction books. I just put them in there because they are some of my favorite books, and also because I don't have like that many of them that I could fill like an entire shelf. So like one of these entire shelves, I mean. So yeah, I just put them in there. Underneath, we have my straight romances because I don't have like a lot of those, and most of these actually belong to my sister, but now they're in my room for some reason or on my bookshelves. So yeah, that's just, I don't know, that just happened. And at the very bottom, we have my mystery books. Those are also not like my absolute favorite books of all time, but I just didn't know where else to put them, to be honest. So now they're just chilling at the very bottom. And now let's head over to the big shelf. So at the very top, we have all of the Alice Oseman books I had. I was like honestly struggling to kind of sort them the way that I wanted to because, as I mentioned at the beginning, I wanted to have an entire shelf dedicated to Alice Oseman, but my plan was originally to put them in this shelf, and I just have too many, and I really wanted to display the special edition I have, so they just got a big shelf. Below that, we have all of my sapphic romances. I just think this looks pretty cute. These are like sapphic romances that are like more mystery-esque or fantasy vibe stuff, and then the rest is just like normal sapphic books. Underneath, we have my gay romances, and then underneath, that was also something I was struggling with, is my Rick Riordan shelf. I also wanted to put that one over here, but because I have started reading the Heroes of Olympus series, there wasn't enough space over here, so I just decided he would get a big shelf as well, and I think it looks pretty cute. I also really wanted to display my Percy Jackson special edition because it's so cool. And then underneath that, we just have my other like fantasy and dystopian books, kind of that vibe, and at the very bottom we have some nonfiction and like 4 classics because I really need to start reading my classics. I just haven't so far. And I also just added a bunch of decor. I have this little beaded plant that my girlfriend and I made, and some candles that I will definitely not light in there because then they were probably going to burn everything. A bunch of Funko Pops like my little Toothless and also Princess Anna. And I also have these little like Lego flowers that I decided to put in this little like watering can because I just had it sitting around and I think it looks pretty cute. At the very top of the bookshelf, we still have the plant and the Throne of Glass box, and I also added this little bunny because I just think it looked cute. And I also taped this little like rainbow flag that is actually signed by Alfie Jukes over here because these are a lot of like queer romances, so I thought it would be very fitting, and I think it looks so cute. So yeah, that was the new and improved bookshelf tour. I think that is going to be it for today's video. You pretty much got a great overview of what the bookshelves are looking like now, and I really hope you enjoyed watching today's video. If you did, maybe like, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!